I don't know where to begin. Every time I think about what happened, my hands start to shake, and my mind spirals into a dark place I never want to visit again. But I have to tell this story. I need to put it out there so that maybe, just maybe, someone else won't go through what I did. It started one night last winter. My wife and I lived in our home for about 3 years. It was an old house, tucked away at the edge of town, with a thick forest just beyond our backyard. We always loved the seclusion, the quiet nights, the sense that we were away from the world's chaos. But we had no idea something had been watching us from the trees. One night, I was jolted awake by a noise outside our bedroom window. It was faint but distinct, like the sound of someone stepping through the snow. My wife was still asleep, her breathing steady. I lay there for a moment, listening, hoping it was just an animal. Then I heard it again. I got out of bed and moved to the window, pulling back the curtain just enough to peek outside. The backyard was dimly lit by the moonlight, casting long, eerie shadows across the snow. At first, I didn't see anything. But then, just at the edge of the forest, I noticed something standing still. It was tall, but its proportions were off. Its arms seemed too long, and its posture was unnatural. It wasn't moving, just standing there, staring at the house. I felt a chill crawl down my spine. I wanted to believe it was a trick of the light, but deep down, I knew better. I stepped back from the window, my breath shallow. I debated waking my wife, but I didn't want to scare her. Instead, I grabbed my phone and took a picture through the glass, hoping to analyze it in the morning when my mind was clearer. Then, I crawled back into bed, trying to convince myself it was nothing. Morning came, and I had almost convinced myself it was a bad dream. That was until I checked my phone. My stomach dropped. The picture was dark and grainy, but the figure was there. Only now, it was closer. I rushed to the window, but there was nothing there. No footprints in the snow, no signs that anything had been there at all. I told my wife about it, but she just laughed it off, saying I probably imagined it in my half-asleep state. I wanted to believe her. I really did. That night, I made sure to lock all the doors and double-check the windows before heading to bed. But just as I started to drift off, I heard it again. The footsteps. Only this time, they were right outside the bedroom window. I shot up, heart pounding. My wife stirred beside me, mumbling something in her sleep. Slowly, I reached for my phone and turned on the flashlight, aiming it at the window. The moment the light hit the glass, the footsteps stopped. I took a deep breath and forced myself to get up. With each step toward the window, my stomach twisted into knots. I pulled back the curtain just enough to look outside. Nothing. I exhaled, relieved. But then, I heard something from the front door. A soft, deliberate knock. 3 times. Knock. 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 I froze. My heart was in my throat. Who the hell would be knocking at this hour? Slowly, I made my way to the front door, gripping a baseball bat from the closet on my way. I hesitated before looking through the peephole. Nothing. No one was there. I stood there, staring, trying to process what was happening. Then, just as I started to back away, my phone buzzed. A notification. My security camera had detected movement in the backyard. I unlocked my phone and pulled up the footage. The timestamp showed it was just seconds ago. At first, I didn't see anything. But then, a figure emerged from the tree lean. The same tall, unnatural shape from the night before. Only this time, it wasn't standing still. It was moving, fast, toward the house. The video cut out. I dropped my phone and ran to the bedroom, shaking my wife awake. Get up. We have to go. She was groggy and confused, but the urgency in my voice snapped her into focus. We grabbed our coats and bolted for the car. I didn't dare look back as we peeled out of the driveway. We spent the night at a friend's house, too shaken to return. The next morning, I checked the security footage again. The last frame before the camera cut out showed the figure inches from the lens. There was no face. Just darkness where a face should have been. We moved out a week later. I don't know what was watching us. I don't want to know. But sometimes, late at night, I swear I can still hear the knock.